Hi guys, in this video, we will look at the whole process of the girl's return. That's where we started and what we came to. But before we start, I would like to recommend watching the first video, and only after getting acquainted with the theory, proceed to practical analysis. I will discuss with you only the key points, because there are a lot of little things and nuances here. Well, I have to do it, otherwise the video will be very big. My client is visiting us. I won't call him by his first name. Everything is anonymous with us. So let's get started. Tell me, what difficulties have you faced in a relationship? Client: hello everyone. My relationship lasted about a year. Everything was fine for the first 8 months. I saw reciprocity in this girl. Harmony reigned in our relationship. The girl was reaching out to me at these moments. I didn't even pay attention to her. In general, everything was fine. Soon we quarreled. As a result, I was the first to reconcile with her. I even bought her a present. I thought that by this act, I will change everything for the better. But I was very much mistaken. After we made up with her, I started to feel cold from her side. We began to see each other very rarely. Channel author: friends. As you can see, this is an obvious example. The balance of importance in a relationship is changing. Most often, this happens after the detection of catalysts. For example, conflicts in which a guy behaves ineffectively. Well, sometimes it can be gradual. Did she give any explanation for this? Client: yes, of course. She told me that she has exams soon, and she needed to prepare. I didn't mind anything at all, because I knew there was a good reason. But after her exams ended, we didn't see each other that often. Channel author: this is a very important point, because you can never hope that in this situation the person will tell you the truth. Girls usually hide it until the last. The fact of loss of interest. I also want you to pay attention to your intimate life. You will definitely feel it. There will be less sex and it will not be the same as before. Client: then she started snapping at me very often. Blamed me for everything. Yes, I am not an angel, and perhaps there were unpleasant reasons behind me. But still, all our showdowns. Nothing could be justified. There was no good reason for this, to start these scandals. Channel author: it is always necessary to conduct a comparative analysis. How the girl behaved at the beginning of the relationship and how he behaves in the present time period. Sometimes you will see that they are two different people by how much everything gradually passes. You don't attach much importance to this. What happened next? Client: then she put such strong psychological pressure on me that I became very jealous. It seemed to me that she had someone. I tried to find out from her. Besides, she had a male friend. In general, all this caused me doubts. The author of the channel: as for the girl's friends, especially male, this is a separate story. That is, did you have a desire to get closer to your girlfriend and find out what happened? Client: yes, of course, because I had no idea what was going on at all. Channel author: I see. So how did events develop further? Client: the girl studied in the last year of the institute. She told me she should start looking for a job immediately. Now it's in the very first place for her. I even remember asking her to meet me. She said she was busy. As a result, I found out that she was walking with a friend that day. Channel author: what was your reaction when you found out about it? Client: well, I was very angry. I immediately started calling her. I started asking her why she did this to me. Why did she deceive me? In response, I heard it again, that I'm limiting her. The author of the channel: everything is like a template here. Most often this happens to girls after they break up with men. They make them guilty. And if you start looking for excuses, or you'll even take the blame, and you're asking for forgiveness, it can be assumed that the girl got what she wanted. She might break up with you, or continue to make you guilty. To reduce your importance. Why does a girl do this? She just doesn't want to feel guilty. What happened next? Client: after our quarrel, we haven't spoken for a week. One day I wrote to her, but in response, she ignored me. Channel author: you can answer me. What exactly pushed you? And you asked for help. It's just not a lot of guys do that when they have problems. Most often, they think that they have a hopeless situation, or they are afraid and try to solve everything on their own. Well, I will say this: if you are already in such a crisis situation, it will be very difficult to return to a normal relationship. Therefore, it is necessary to take measures at the very beginning. Client: I just didn't know what to do anymore. I had no other choice. It's just that no matter what I did, it felt like humiliation. Channel author: In this case, it is necessary to take a wait and see attitude. We knew that soon she would write herself. When did she write to you? Client. 5 days have passed and she wrote to me saying that we broke up and she wants to take thing. Channel author. Of course, things must be returned, but you can't answer her. Why? We'll get to that later. We passed things through a mutual friend. We also found out that the girl has a new boyfriend. Was I surprised? No. There is nothing surprising here because girls consciously go to someone. That is, either the guy already exists or at least looms on the horizon. In this case, communication with a new guy. The girl had it back when she was in a relationship. Which way to apply? This method is called ignore. Now a lot of guys are thinking, ignore it. She doesn't need me anyway. She has a new boyfriend, a new life. She doesn't even write to me. What kind of result it can lead to? I'll explain. Ignoring consists of 4 stages. The first is when a girl pulls a string, checks whether the guy will make contact or not. He needs it or doesn't need it anymore. If she realizes that the guy still misses her, the girl's interest will completely disappear. For some reason, it seems to me that many of you have had similar experiences. If yes, write in the comments. For example, you broke up. Suddenly the girl writes herself. If you have responded to this message, we are reducing the likelihood of his return. At the second stage, the girl realizes that you are ignoring her. At such moments, she thinks that the guy himself will come running, all because before that you yourself gave reason to think so. This phase is the longest. The third stage, when a girl can write something nice, or quite the opposite, something very negative. These may be provocation. Photos, posts on social networks. A lot of guys make a mistake, and they begin to react to the girls in the third stage. For example, a girl writes that I missed you so much. I think the memories came flooding back to me. And at this moment, the guy is also happy to write, well, I've missed you too. What can you hear from her afterwards? Even though I missed you, you hurt me. So we can't be together. In this case, you need to start from the beginning. Therefore, never react to stage 3. Well, let's move on to the last stage 4. At this stage, the girls call without interruption. A bunch of missed calls. Dozens of text messages. Learn something through mutual friends. She can cry to you in voice messages. I understand this in this situation. It begins to seem to you that you have fallen into a fairy tale. By the way, our guest already has the 4th stage. He came to this result. How does ignoring work? I'll give you an example. I went fishing, and to be honest, my feelings after fishing remained vague because I didn't catch that many fish. The car got stuck and I spent half a day trying to get it out. In general, everything did not go according to plan, but time has passed, and only the good things remain in my memories. And I want to go fishing again. All people have this property. Forget all the bad things. At this point, a feeling of nostalgia may arise, but to do this, we have to break away from the person. It is for this purpose that the ignore function is used. Since the love triangle formed here, there is a rule who will get out of this first. This is the winner. In this case, it's my client, a girl during a new relationship. Negative emotions will have a cumulative effect. And when the time comes to compare the newcomer and my client, the client will be the best in every way. The girl will be focused on this, because a person never appreciates what he has. For example, you have a new car. At first, you are very happy. After 3 months, you're already thinking, well, okay. Then a year passed, and you start thinking that you could have taken something better. But if this car was taken away from you for a while, you'd be happy again. This is a property of the human psyche. What we did next? We started by ignoring. During the first 2 weeks, we did not take any active action because they were inactive at the time. Then we started posting photos on social media. It's not worth posting a bunch of photos. 2 high-quality photos are enough. Well, here it is necessary to understand in what period it will be appropriate to do this. Therefore, initially the analysis is carried out with us. In this case, we did it in 2 weeks. Remind me how the girl reacted to the photo. Client: yes, I posted a very beautiful photo. On the same day, she posted a lesson under a photo. Channel author: the girl makes contact, but we did not take more active actions. We started making friends among pretty girls. In social networks, only the main thing is not to overdo it. 1 girl once a week is enough. Many guys doubt that ex-girlfriends are following their profiles. What happened next? And then after 4 weeks, I noticed that the girl deleted the photo with her new boyfriend. Why did I notice this? Because I was the one who followed the profile of this girl, because I always recommend men, do not follow the profile of the girl. It can cause emotions. You can just ask your friend so that he brings you only valuable information. Sometimes I give this advice. People write to me that they feel calmer. Then a week passes. They texted me again. I went to her Instagram and looked at it. Now I feel so bad. What should I do? Thus, there is no need to monitor the profile. Remember, what happened next? Client, it took a little time and she texted me. It was just a hello. The author of the channel, while you do not answer her, the value will only increase. The girl will think about you more and more. Thoughts are one of the very important things for the growth of significance and love. I'll give you an example from my life. I was making a promotional post. I used an old photo with a girl. I broke up with this girl a long time ago. 2 weeks later, I realized that I had a desire to write to this girl, just because I watched this picture every day. Therefore, take your thoughts very seriously. Okay, what did we do next? As soon as we saw that the girl is gradually getting in touch, the fact that she broke up with a guy, we have committed another provocation. We ordered a bouquet of flowers. Of course, we did it anonymously. A girl, when she receives a bouquet, the girl begins to puzzle over who is it, and the girl writes to my client again, and he ignores the girl again. We somehow push her in the back. What happened next? Please remind me. Client, I was minding my own business, and then she started sending me messages one by one. I was very surprised. Naturally, I read it out of old habit, but I didn't answer her. After that, she started calling me. She started asking for forgiveness. She was looking for a meeting with me. She said she loved me, and then I realized that the time had come. The author of the channel, it is very important to build the process correctly. Let's see what mistakes guys make most often. When they start taking the girl back immediately and without any complaints. At this moment, the girl begins to think that there's something wrong here. He did it on purpose. The importance for you is decreasing again. Another mistake is when a man begins to behave rudely with a girl. It also does not bring the result that we need. You need to praise the girl, to say that you did well, that she realized her mistakes. We can say that we are ready to listen to the girl. Only it should be a personal meeting. No calls or correspondence. There should be sex after the meeting. The girl must show her availability. You also need to avoid trying to discuss all of this. For example, how did you feel during our breakup? Why didn't you contact me? Etc. All these conversations should be avoided. The girl will try to reproduce the whole situation anew. In the future, we started using other methods to increase significance. For example, emotional swings and much more. You should be able to do it too. A lot of guys fail this stage. Men, you need to understand how to behave properly. Watch my videos and draw a conclusion. I understand that many are in a state of despair. But you have to understand that if I say do it, then do it. It's like chess here. You need to see 2 moves ahead. It may seem to you that it is very simple. Don't write ignore, and that's it. The girl is back. No, this is a good analysis. We take into account dozens of factors. My first consultation with my client took 5 hours. Then we developed an action plan. We have voiced 10 of the information in this video. From what we did in general, it was important for me to show you the principle itself, the mechanism. If you are interested, don't forget to subscribe so as not to miss new videos. See you